What if I told you there's a specific age when the factory warranty on your body kind of runs out? Well, according to the source material we're digging into today, there is. It's called the 45-year health threshold, and it represents a massive shift in how we need to think about our own well-being.
And here it is, the big number, 45. Now, our source says this isn't just another birthday. It is a biological turning point. It's the moment when the entire rule book for your health, well, it gets a major rewrite. The big question is, how? So this is the core idea, straight from the source. Now, I know, that word degenerate, it's a heavy one, right? Sounds pretty intimidating. But hang on, because the real key here isn't about decline. It's all about the second half of that sentence. It's the call to become conscious. This isn't about breaking down. It's about waking up.
All right, so let's get into it. A turning point for health. What does this shift actually feel like? And what's really changing under the hood when we hit this age? This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? What does it actually mean? Because the source isn't suggesting that on the morning of your 45th birthday, everything just suddenly falls apart. No way. It's pointing to something way more subtle, but honestly so much more profound. A change in the background processes of our bodies.
So let's redefine that scary word. In this context, degeneration isn't about decay. A better way to think about it is like this. For the first 40-some years of your life, your body's health was on autopilot. Now, the system is handing you the manual controls. It's a huge shift from automatic to intentional.
And this sums it up perfectly. On the left, you've got automatic maintenance. Ah, the good old days. That's your youth, you know? Eating late-night pizza and somehow bouncing back the next day. But then, on the right, you enter the conscious maintenance phase. And suddenly, you are the one at the controls. Every single lever you pull, from what you eat to how you move, has a much more direct and much more noticeable impact. But here's the best part of this whole idea. If the challenge is that we have to take manual control, well, the solution is built right in. The tool we need is something we all have, our own consciousness. And this is just so crucial. The source isn't describing some cliff you fall off at age 45. It's describing a path you need to navigate. And consciousness, just paying attention, is the bridge that gets you there. This is all about empowerment, not fear. And according to the source, the blueprint for this new phase is surprisingly simple. It really comes down to just two foundational pillars. First, be conscious of your fuel, what you eat, and second, be conscious of your movement, what you do with your body. No complex formulas, no magic pills, just mindful attention to the basics. So, knowing all this, what's the practical takeaway? Let's talk about your path forward and how to turn this awareness into real, everyday action. This really gets to the heart of it. The 45-year threshold isn't some negative diagnosis you should dread. Think of it as a prompt, an invitation to adopt a new mindset, to shift from being just a passenger in your own health to being the pilot. So let's just recap the big takeaways here. First off, age 45 is a real threshold. It's where the body switches from automatic to conscious care. Second, because of that, being mindful about your diet and your activity becomes absolutely essential. And maybe most importantly, this shift isn't a limitation. It's actually an opportunity to take real ownership of your health for all the decades to come. And that's really what we want to leave you with. Based on this whole perspective, is this age a finish line for effortless health? Or is it a brand new starting line for a more conscious, a more engaged, and ultimately a much more rewarding relationship with your own body? Something to think about.